My chair is lifted all the way up right now, so I really hope I don't fall in the middle of this video. Hello potatoes, it's Kato the Potato, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about some Uber experiences. I had to ride 2 Ubers recently to go someplace. I promise I tried to social distance, I wore a mask, I took all the precautions possible, and I'm safe, I'm home. I've been in quarantine ever since. So I had to ride 2 Ubers recently, one obviously to get to the place and then the other one to come back. And man, oh man, let me just start by saying that both of them at least were very, very surprised that I was going 2 hours away. I didn't know this, but Ubers can decide like whether to accept a request or whatnot. And so I found it funny that both of the guys had like plans in the afternoon and they were like, oh, let me just have like one more ride, like it shouldn't be too long, and then they get me and I was a 2-hour ride, so sorry about that, guys. I felt like overall I had a great Uber experience, and I think that it wasn't bad at all. I thought it was just funny, and there were some things that I thought I should mention in a video to hopefully make you laugh, because it certainly made me laugh, or I'm uncomfortable in some situations. And so yeah, I've rambled on for too long. Let's get on to it. So the first guy was a guy named Alex, and he had nearly a 5-star rating out of like 4,000 reviews. And so I, had a good bit of expectations. I was like, oh, this guy's pretty good. He was like a Chinese Dominican Chinese. He had like 4 different citizenships. He had one for the Dominican, the US, and from Hong Kong. And then when Hong Kong was originally under UK, he has a UK citizenship as well, or something. I don't know if it's like a full-on citizenship, but he tried to explain to me, and I was just blown away by the fact that he had like so many that I was just like, what? And he spoke 3 languages. And I don't know about you guys, but for some reason, like, I can speak 3 languages, but whenever I hear someone else speak 3 languages, I just thought it was a lot cooler when someone else can speak 3 languages. I don't know what that says about me. Overall, in our conversation, he was really, really nice. I actually had like 2 books in the car just in case the rides got awkward. Since I was riding alone, I was like, I don't know how this is gonna go. But he was super duper nice, and he talked to me the entire time. And he gave me 3 pieces of advice during the entire ride. Honestly, it should be advice with Alex, not advice with avocato anymore. But the first piece of advice I remember him giving me was that I need to not rush out of the house, and to stay with my parents for as long as I could, and make sure that I don't like become too independent way too early on. And he talked about his experience where he like went into the military earlier on, and how he like started becoming independent from a very young age. He mentioned that he doesn't really like that decision anymore, because he would have rather like stay with his family, be able to get an allowance, all of that stuff. And because I told him that I was 17, and he was like, you're 17? But he was also really nice, because he also, as a fellow Asian, he was like, yeah, I try to not assume ages of people, especially Asians, because we look a lot different for every single different age. So yeah. The second piece of advice he gave to me was to carry around a pepper spray. It was broad daylight when I was leaving. But yeah, he mentioned that I needed a pepper spray, and like just go to CVS and like get tiny little ones. And then he started talking about his high school years, where apparently there was a thing called Freshman Fridays, where the seniors would beat up freshmen. And he said one of the things that saved him was carrying around a pepper spray. And so he was like, I don't know if Freshman Fridays are still a thing, but I mean, you probably just need to carry around a pepper spray, just like in general. I have yet to get onto that. I will get a pepper spray. And then the third advice that he gave me, that was the last advice. I'm struggling to remember it. We talked about so much that I was just like, man, oh man, but yeah, he was really great company for me, and I really appreciated it. Oh yeah, he did tell me that Uber can take you pretty much anywhere as long as you have the money. And so he literally told me like if you really wanted to, we can just go all the way to California, we could go all the way up to Canada. And I was like, bruh, I had no idea Uber could do all that. And so yeah, he was great, and I 10 out of 10 recommend him. I gave him a 5-star review. So yeah, the second guy, his name was Dallas, and he was a little bit of an older dude. He was really nice, but the conversations very much seemed a little bit more awkward than Alex. He also had great reviews. He also had like nearly a 5-star rating out of like 11,000. From our conversations, I could tell that he was a little bit more conservative, I guess is the term. One of the things that he said that really surprised me was the fact that he believes that the coronavirus was a scheme made by the Chinese government to ruin the American economy. When I first heard that, I was like, where would even anyone get that idea? Honestly, if I'm gonna be honest, if China really wanted to ruin the American economy, one, it probably wouldn't have to try because it was pretty much already doing that. And two, I think they would have come up with a better idea than a virus that no one can control. I think they would have done a better job doing other measures to ruin an economy rather than a global pandemic that also affects other countries. I really don't think that it was really targeting the American economy in a sense. I could be wrong, but that's just my idea, I guess. And so that really surprised me, but I kind of just had to like laugh it through, and that was like halfway through our drive, so I was like, But yeah, it was also very interesting to know that he was now living in the place that I had arrived in, but he actually used to live nearby where I live now. So like, he had moved from where I'm living now to where I used to live, and so it was like a flip-flop. It was very interesting. And so we actually had a lot of talks about, you know, things that are still in existence, I guess, because he obviously has been around for a really long time. In fact, he told me that the area that I'm living in right now used to just be a road back when he remembered it. The way that I'm seeing it, there's so many other things going on that I'm like, used to be just a road. Another nice thing about Mr. Dallas was that at the end of the ride, he gave me his business card. He was like, I really enjoyed having conversations with you, and if you ever need to like go back or need to come back, or if you need like a ride or anything, basically was like, just call me and like I'll give you a discount. And I was like, bruh, that's great, because Uber was expensive. Yeah, that was my overall Uber experience from the 2 rides that I did in the past. Those were the first 2 rides I ever did alone. I'm so glad that everything was safe. I had really great drivers. They were really, really nice, really talkative, and I really appreciated that because I was kind of like just a nervous ball of energy because I was like, am I actually gonna get to my destination? And so yeah. If you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and comment down below what was your weirdest Uber experience. Subscribe down below for more interesting content like this, and hope you have a great day. Wishing the best as always, Cato, rolling it out.